If hip-hop should die before I wake, I put an extended clip inside of my AK. Roll at every station, murder the DJ. Roll at every station, murder the DJ.
Hip-hop,
you know, I have a love-hate relationship with it, and I'm not sure where I stand on it.
Fuck hip-hop, nigga.
I'm not people that feel that.
All that talk about the shit is dead. You gotta go out and find that shit yourself. You know what I'm saying? You gotta dig in the crates yourself. Because MTV is not gonna give you real hip-hop.
Is hip-hop dead? Wow, that's a serious question.
hip-hop will never die as long as there are people who feel disenfranchised, who don't feel like they have an outlet to express themselves, who feel like they don't have a voice that represents them. And as long as they're artistic and creative people from the inner city and abroad now, hip-hop will always have a place in our lifetime and lifetimes to come. I will say the rap industry has suffered over the years, but people confuse rap as the umbrella for hip-hop as a culture. Hip-hop as a culture and rap is one component. People say this a lot and some people shrug it off like, but it's the truth. This is how I learned it from the forefathers. I mean, I'm a student of the game, so I read about, sought out, you know, the teachings of Kool Herc, Africa Bambaataa, Grandmaster Flash, Grand Wizard Theodore, you know, and Grandmaster Cass, you know, all of which are people who are still walking the streets of New York to this day, living legends.
Hip-hop is not really dead. Hip-hop just got to get back to the grit it used to have in the mid-'80s, the mid-'90s, you know. The grit today is like, it don't have this, New York definitely don't have the same grit it used to have. New York has become, others become South and West Coast. No disrespect to them, they got their sound, you know what I mean? And it's too juvenile. Like 106 and Park has become for like children. Like if you an adult rapper or if you in your like mid-20s or pushing 28, 30, you don't want to be dancing and hopping around in front of children. It just makes you feel uncomfortable, you know what I mean?
Excellent, excellent. So
what happened to Soul Train and all that? You know what I'm saying? That was before all of this. You know, people was dancing, having a good time. They wasn't 13 and 12. You know what I'm saying? And the game has changed. It's being dictated inaccurately.
Check it out. Hey yo, it's smashed and fully written. Ordained by God as a classical piece to spit it passionately and mimics the clapping of heat. Over immaculate beats to capture the beast. My verses touch the youth like Catholic priests. The strong survive, the weak catch airline fractures at least. From a graphic depiction of rap and that's attract the police. I'ma say fuck them, let's go hard. They track your whereabouts through easy pass and metro cards. Young black Americans are left so scarred. Just making it to 20 is a test so hard, but Lord, somehow, some way, if I can, I'll be the soul train in this American bandstand. The Discovery Channel in this world of man, tan, and punks. They were faking the funk. Words travel and run. Bust out of your trunk like Lee Malvo. Muhammad, fuck spitting, I'ma vomit. Okay, and alhamdulillah, I have faith in any rate. 9/11, the verbal metaphor for my release date. But don't get it twisted or mistaken. Have the wherewithal to feel it as a spiritual awakening. And of all rhymes, I'll be acquitted. Famous for the most famous crime ever committed against hip-hop. If it dies, hold up. If it wakes before I die, I take a felt tip big pin, stick it in the eye. Write my name in graffiti all over the cerebellum. It said, Pharaoh was here, remember to go tell him. The mental is the temple that houses the wisdom. It's like Malcolm X calculus amalgamated algorithms. They say, Pharaoh, teach us about the system. I say, put me in your computer, I give you acute astigmatism. My manly mannerisms, handle aneurysms annually. We ban them from handling mic stands manually. I see through windows. Word, Pharaoh's the Mac. Take a bite out of the apple. Plant seeds, spit crack. Foul march in the building, what's good?
hip-hop is a cultural phenomenon, 30 years old. You know, hip-hop is intergenerational. Hip-hop is the emotive and cognitive essence of the mindset, of the consciousness of young people, not only in America, but all over the world. Hip-hop is global. And certainly, anything as big as hip-hop, it comes in seasons. You know, there's a spring, there's a summer, there's a fall, and there's a winter. But sometimes if you don't see the vegetation, that doesn't mean that hip-hop is dead. It just means it's in a different season. Hip-hop is in a cycle. It's evolving. And there are sometimes peaks and sometimes there are valleys. But hip-hop is alive. It is inclusive. All the way from gangster rap to gospel rap. Hip-hop is alive.
And fuck hip-hop, nigga. Nah, man. I don't know. I think the old hip-hop dead. There's some new hip-hop. Some new money hip-hop. It's about that bread now. They ain't doing too much beatboxing and shit. You know what I'm saying? Graffiti dead. Niggas getting locked up for that shit crazy. Ain't nobody pop locking and break dancing like that no more. So, you can say that old hip hop dead. Shit the niggas came up on, you know what I'm saying? That shit like evolved. Turned into something different right now. Now it's about them stacks, man. How you stacking it. What kind of story you got to tell. You know what I'm saying? What makes you interested. That people even want to follow your life, man. They gotta fit you in between these soap operas and they wrestling. So that's what I feel about hip hop. But I'm bringing a whole nother thing, you know what I'm saying? We bringing motherfucking money rap, you know what I'm saying? AKA money music, you know what I mean? That's what we dealing with. We dealing with them dollars. We dealing with them dollars, man. Plenty of it.
Hip-hop ain't dead, listen.
Hip-hop ain't dead, nigga.
Yeah, and we rockin' hip-hop shit. You know how hip-hop shit go. We on that hip-hop shit. Yo, get up on it, rock this. If it's drama, you want it, then lock wrist. Nigga spit hot shit. Always bagging a dime, bitch. L Crook establishes 9-6. Let the fifth cock spit. Keep the gat close to me. Stay spitting to the toast in me gully. Now we're hip-hop went. It's still here, hopefully. If not, let's bring it back to where it's supposed to be.
Brad.
Bismillah. I spit to protect you, I spit to take lives. I spit to give you backbone, I spit to break spines. I spit out sunshine, I spit out a headline. I write down a felony and spit out fed time. Spit the poison, spit the medicine, spit adrenaline. Spit so they scared to death, but more scared not to let us in. Spit like a warrior, but speak like gentlemen. Spit like I'm young and hungry, but spit like a veteran. Ya Rabbi, subhanallah, let it be known. Niggas just spit the same, they spit for fame, they spit for name, they spit for change, they spit for dames, they just spit for coke, man, they spit for cane. Really, they just spit and smoke while I spit the flame. When you spit the truth, the feds know the name. Like I spit Bin Laden, like I spit Hussein. The spit may clip your lane and flip your Range Rover over. Knocker, the spit's insane. Yeah, broad daylight, let it be known. Okay. I spit jihadi, I spit gorilla. I spit for the Messiah, I spit for killers. Sticks and stones will break your bones, but the spit will kill ya. I spit the breath of life, I spit out flat lines. I don't spit for reparations, I spit to take minds. I spit to represent every verse is a gang sign. Most cats spit commercial, can't spit the controversial. This spit will bless you or curse you, heal you or hurt you. Let it be known, it will birth you or murk you. Knocker, let it be known.